Hey parents, there's nothing really more distressing and more disheartening than hearing our babies cry. You know that brand new little tiny newborn, a couple weeks, a couple months old, when they cry, man, do we jump, right? Because we just want to make them comfortable. We just want to make them happy. And if crying for a little bit really pulls at our parent heartstrings, well, then when they're crying all night, all day, every night, and they're just inconsolable and they can't get to sleep and they can't stay asleep and they can't get their food digested and they can't get comfortable and they can't stop arching and writhing and moving around, well, then maybe your kiddo has colic. And colic is a super common kind of diagnosis or catch all term that honestly about 1 in 5, and I really think if we kind of look at it a little bit closer, maybe even more than 1 in 5 infants and kiddos go through. But here's the challenge with colic, and here's why we're making this video. Way too often, it's dismissed by the average pediatrician, and they say, some babies just cry. Don't worry, they'll grow out of it. So this video is for you if you know that your baby's crying too much, too often, far too long, and maybe they're refluxy, maybe they're constipated, maybe they're just always uncomfortable. And your parent gut tells you something more is going on here than something they will just grow out of. That's what was going on with this little kiddo here. We'll take a look at cute little Winston. He's not so little anymore. We took care of him a little bit ago, and now we're going to go back. We're going to go through his case. But that was what was going on with Winston's mom. She was knowing that Winston was in a challenged state. She knew his nervous system, she knew his little body was stressed out. He wasn't able to sleep, wasn't having a good time digesting food. He had torticollis where the neck kind of gets stuck off to one side. And oh man, was Winston just completely uncomfortable. And she tried everything natural first. She tried the gas drops. She tried to change her diet. She tried to take out dairy. She tried to take out gluten. And that's the one thing we really want to talk to in this video too. You're going to learn what the real root cause of colic is. And what you'll find is that there's a lot of nutritional stuff going on. There's a lot of discussion out there about, food intolerances, food allergies, certain foods being more difficult to digest, either directly in a formula or directly from mama through breastfeeding. And that's a big part of it. There's definitely a nutritional component we'll cover in this video, but you'll see that there's more. You'll see that there's a hidden link and a missing link, and that was certainly the case for Winston. And that was certainly, has been for literally thousands of kids with colic that we've been able to take care of through our offices, right? My name is Dr. Devin Rising, and I'm a pediatric chiropractor, and this is our area of expertise. The nervous system is really the foundational system for all kids that then controls the digestive system, the muscles, the motor system, the immune system, and all of those other major systems. So that's what we really, really want to cover in this video here today and walk you through. So here's a couple of truths and science talking points. Number one, this is not something that they grow out of, okay? Colic is not just something, turn up the volume, let them cry it out. That is not it. The fact that any doctor would still kind of say that and make that recommendation would just really show that whichever doctor would say that really doesn't know what's going on with the neurophysiology within these infants' bodies and what's really causing them to be so jammed up and to be so uncomfortable. So first off, if your parent gut has told you, I don't know that I don't think they're going to grow out of this, you're absolutely right. There's something going on within your baby's body that you can find and you can help with. And number two, a lot of times, again, like we discussed, hey, the finger is pointed at dairy or gluten or certain foods. And now you're just scrambling, right? If you're breastfeeding, especially, you're like, I can't have that. I can't have that. I can't have coffee. I can't have dairy. I can't have, what can I have? And that stinks because if you're breastfeeding and even if you're not, right, you've got this brand new, beautiful baby mom. You just went through so much change with your body, with your nervous system, with your physiology. You've got a lot of healing. You've got a lot of restoration. You've got a lot of repair and development yet to do yourself with your own health, with your own nervous system. And so we don't want to make life so stressed out on you And here's the deal. This is what's so disheartening for so many families. Not only has their baby been crying nonstop, they've tried everything. They've tried the diet changes. They've tried the probiotics. They've tried the gas drops. They've tried all of these kind of herbal, natural, nutritional sort of remedies, and their kiddo is still crying, still arching, still uncomfortable. Well, what does that mean? Well, that's what was going on with Winston. So that means there's got to be something else deeper. There's got to be something else still in there. And there's a word we want to introduce to you and teach and then show you through Winston's case and his scans that you maybe never heard of before, but for so many families and kids with colic, it's really the missing link. It's really the answer they've been searching for all along. And that word is called subluxation. Now, subluxation is simply a nerdy chiropractic word that means stress stuck on. You see, the nervous system has two modes of operation to it. The fight or flight gas pedal mode. So in a baby that's crying, that's screaming, that's inconsolable, that's stiffening, that's tense, that's not what we want. The other mode is what we call the brake pedal mode. And that's the rest and digest. That's the parasympathetic. That's rest, sleep, digest, poop mode. Now babies are designed to do what, four things: eat, sleep, poop, and look, right, cute. And so when they're colicky, when they're subluxated, when their nervous system is stuck on that sympathetic fight or flight tension mode, they are not spending enough time in parasympathetic rest, digest, and poop mode. So let's hop on over here and let's look at a set of scans, because that's what was going on with Winston, and that's what Winston was going through. So on the left, you have a view. Well, both of these views are what we call the insight neurological, or these particular scans are the insight neurothermal scans. Now, super nerdy technology, probably the first time maybe a lot of you are hearing at all about pediatric chiropractic, subluxation, the nervous system. And so I'll keep this really simple for you. These scans are designed, and exactly what they do is they detect and find stress on the nerves and the muscles that control everything within your baby's body. The first thing that needs to develop for an infant is that digestive motility and that digestive function system. It's really controlled primarily through, again, what we talked about, that parasympathetic. So the parasympathetic nervous system, it means rest and digest. And the number one nerve that controls the parasympathetic and digestive mobility and function is a nerve called the vagus nerve. And that is a cranial nerve, which means it branches right here around the brainstem area, which the one thing I got to teach you while we're looking at Winston's case, and it's exactly what was going on with him, it's most easily subluxated. So it's most easily interfered with, either through breech positioning and abnormal positioning while baby is still in utero with mama, or most especially through birth intervention, so forceps, vacuum, C-section, where we take hands and twist and yank and pull a kiddo into the world. It really creates a lot of subluxation and misalignment in these areas, in this upper cervical brainstem area. Now that is exactly where the vagus nerve, the rest and digest nerve, branches from. And then the vagus nerve, it needs to make its way. It's actually nicknamed the wandering nerve, and it makes its way all the way down through the cervical spine. That's the neck, all the way down through the thorax and into the abdomen, right through here. Again, being that brake pedal, that relaxation, digestive stimulation nerve. It opens up the esophagus. It activates the stomach and the small intestine and our digestive processes. So what you see with these scans, you could probably already start putting it together as we've been going through this. Any areas where there's tons of this color, there's this green, blue, red, that's areas of built up, stuck tension right in these areas. And depending upon how nasty or how gnarly they kind of are, so in this kiddo's case, we're dealing with a lot of subluxation. And then where they are determines what they interfere with in terms of the function of the gut, function of the motor developmental system, which is another video for another day, right? Function of the ear. So kiddos like this who end up with a lot of colic and a lot of torticollis they end up with a lot of ear infections, a lot of respiratory infections later on, because this is not only the vagus nerve as it controls digestion, but ears, throat, lungs. And so what was really going on with Winston, if you look at his initial scan on the left, before he started getting our neurologically focused, what we call neurotonal adjustments, is his entire system was stressed out. His entire system was stuck on the gas pedal. And then specifically, these are what we call these intersections between specifically the upper neck, between latching, swallowing, and getting food in. And then really into the stomach, down into this area here. And then this T12L1 area where he was subluxated here, that's the handoff between the small and the large intestine. So what we see with Winston is he had 2, 3, 4 areas of significant subluxation. And that's what was causing so much of this stress with his neurodigestive function, which then leads to things like colic and torticollis and so forth. Now, if we fast forward to the good news, this is where he was just 2 to 3 months into care. So you see almost all of, right? You see all of that stress working its way out of the system, being released and unwound and let go from his nervous system. And in this time frame, Winston, he started sleeping 5, 6, 7, 8 hours at a time, and then longer. His neck and his torticollis became all the way taken care of and cleared out. His digestive system went from jammed up and crammed up to kicking butt and smooth and easy and pooping on the regular. And that's the answer to helping a kiddo with colic, is you don't treat it, you don't cure it, you understand what causes it, and you address the root cause. And that's what pediatric chiropractors do. We use that technology, those thermal scans and others, to really find it, quantify it, locate it, so we can give your kiddo a personalized, customized care plan, very specific, gentle, safe adjustments to release that subluxation and that sympathetic stress. And it's so easy. And these brand new babies respond so awesomely and so quickly because we're catching it so early. Colic is a serious issue. It's not something that kids tend to grow out of. What we see in our clinic is they grow into chronic ear infections. They grow into neurosensory behavioral challenges. They grow into gross motor and fine motor and speech sort of delays. So colic is a real sign of stress on the nervous system. The first place it really interferes with is that vagus nerve, that gut function and motility. And when a trained pediatric chiropractor gets in there, finds it, makes these really gentle, effective neurotonal adjustments, you're going to find your kiddo sleeping way better. You're going to find your kiddo pooping way better. You're going to find your kiddo way more relaxed, way more happy. And we're going to get them back to their primary 4 jobs, which is to eat, sleep, poop, and be cute. That's what babies are meant to do. They are not meant to get stuck in colic and grow into all sorts of perfect storm stuff later on. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I'd love if you comment below if it was helpful. Ask any questions that we maybe didn't answer in this. Share this video with another new mama, another new set of parents. Share this video in a Facebook group. Share it with someone who you know whose little one is maybe struggling or was struggling in the past, and it may still be there later on in life. And they need to find the answers as well that were in this video. So go to our website. Our team will link the article we have about colic and Winston's whole story. It's on our social media. You can learn more about that little rock star. Go to the website, read our articles about colic, about subluxation, about the scans. And if you need our help and you know that this subluxation, this stress on their nervous system is the thing that's going on with your kiddo, and you want to find out, give us a call, schedule a consult, get those scans on your little one, find that subluxation, find that stress, find the cause of all their challenges, and let's get them unwound, relaxed, eating, sleeping, pooping like nobody's business, right? God bless, be well, and we'll see you on the next one.